SVU podcast. My name is Karen, and I co-host with Callie, and we are going to talk about all things law and order and fiction writing and whatever else happens in our lives. So we're so excited that you guys are joining us. So we're going to introduce ourselves and our show, and then we'll talk more about this week's episode and some other things, and a little bit on writing this week and whatever else happens. So we'll just see. So we're so glad you're here, and so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Karen, and uh, I am pursuing ordained ministry, and I have a passion for writing and creating, and I love to just do something cool. Well, like I love, but I have a very bad thing about being inconsistent about making things. So I was like, we're gonna make something. I'm gonna do it with somebody to hold me accountable, so we can have fun and do this together. Because I literally have the shortest attention span ever. What else can I say about myself? I really enjoy like adventures and friendships and like finding. I like fixate on things, so like Law and Order has been my thing for like 3 years now, and I'm love creating and fiction is something I really enjoyed, and it's made me enjoy, have a cool community. And then I've met Callie, who's like my best friend now. So
Oh,
I'm gonna let yes, we're both say we're best friends all the time.
oh,
So
I
look,
know, but still.
I know. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and then we'll talk more about what we're gonna talk about today.
Okay, so I'm Callie. I am a teacher, and I also work in a restaurant. I love Disney, musical theater, SVU. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me mostly rambling about Wicked or SVU, or Roll. Depends on the day. Uh,
It's an everyday thing.
I my faith is very important to me, as is my family, and I've only been running for, I don't know, still maybe about a year or so, but it's become very important to me, and it's how I met Sharon and a bunch of other amazing people. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, yeah, Callie. So we've been friends like a year, and you're like, we've been friends a year. That's crazy.
I couldn't believe
And
it.
it
It feels
is.
like it just
Yeah, I
happened.
do. You think we were talking about Barson or something like that. I think that's actually what I started. She said we rambled, and that's part of like, well, we also started the podcast. We have talked about that, but now we get to the writing part of when we talk about we're co-authors. We literally are. We write together like every single day for probably an unhealthy amount of hours, but it's what we do together. Um, the next thing on our list, we said, oh, I don't remember exactly when I started watching on Order. Remember when I would go to my grandma's house on Sundays and she had like it was like one of the channels she had was USA, so you could watch Law and Order on Sunday, so that's what we did. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't really remember
my
how. Yeah. Then like my mom and I like wanted to watch them in order, so we did for a long time, and then like I wasn't like talking to people about it. I was just kind of doing it, and then about a year ago, I think I got on Law and Order. Mom, I started watching episodes. Well, maybe it was more than that, but like started watching episodes live and then talking about stuff. And then I think, ooh, I was watching the season by myself, I think. And then that's when I really got attached to Barson, and then I really like had a very bad meltdown when we watched the Forbidden episode. When I got the Forbidden episode, which we don't even say the title of Forbidden episode. If you don't know, then don't make yourself sad and talk about it. But yeah. So Barson has kind of become our thing, and we talk about it all the time. So
yeah,
do you remember what really got you into SVU?
I was watching TV with my dad, and he had the show on, and it happened to be a marathon. So after one episode, I was like, this is pretty cool. And then another one came on, and another, and I was hooked.
Yeah, it's really sure you do get hooked on. Like you can't actually stop. I feel like when I get in the fields now, just I'm like on my phone, I've written a note list of like Barson episodes, and I just go down this list, and I get in the fields hole, and then never climb out again. So that's what happens. So we became friends over this, so we just ramble and talk about stuff a lot, and that's kind of what we do. Via text messages, via in our like talking writing fix, and like our little like side notes to each other when we write. That's what we do. So, right. if we don't have anything else, I think we're ready to talk about this week's episode of SVU, which is season 23, episode 17, which is Once Upon a Time in Elvira. I can't remember ours.
This jacket, I was like, oh crap, this is gonna be bad. And then the girl burned to death. Like,
yeah, I was like texting my mom. I always text my mom during the show. Well, I think you during the show, but I think my mom too, because most of the time we're not together. She's like, "This, oh, something happened already," and I was like, "Yep, already." 1 minute into the episode.
yeah, 1 minute in the episode, the three girls are screaming. It's like it's like they won't ever try anything again, because if they do, that happens. So
yeah, that's real bad.
All right, okay, so that happens. Then they transition to, I think, the precinct.
Yeah,
precinct.
Yeah.
And Finn is asking about talking to Liv about Rollins, and we find out they're all in Orlando.
Yeah, we hope they went to Disney. Just saying, but like
I mean,
don't know.
like,
but they better tell us next episode. What y'all up to? I want to know and find out. But
I feel like majority of fandom automatically assumed they're Disney.
Yes, everyone assumed that. Remember, and they did their release in Orlando 6. It's already out there. And
yeah, there's a
few
already out. There's a few already out there. I think the way that Liv said it was very specific, because she said she didn't say they went to Orlando. She said Carisi took them to Orlando.
Yeah.
Which means he had us all planned.
He did. I believe he was very much a planner also. He had all those things planned. He was
definitely
so excited.
I think he's very like meticulous, but it's like a I don't know, his planning is like all to like benefit other people.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait. Hopefully they talk about it when I come back, because if there's just vacation pictures or something like.
Yeah, even if it's a little, how was your vacation? Oh, it was really nice. The girls and I and Sunny had a nice time. Okay, great. I'll be fine with that. Okay, so after they what did they say? The things you do for love or something? Like, oh my gosh.
The things you do for love. Like,
and then, of course, Finn for some reason brings up Stabler, and it's like, okay, why? We're not talking about that right now.
No, we're not.
My mood.
We talk about the fact that we are not about that for real. We clown about it all the time, but
no, sorry guys. You're interested in
not our thing here, but we'll talk about that later when we talk about fan fiction writing on this episode.
I will say we will be civil.
Yeah.
If you're civil with us.
Yeah, because it's also a way people can submit like voice recordings of questions they have. So we may have we answer questions episode. Who knows?
Oh,
we'll figure it out.
Okay, so after Finn and Liv talk, Velasco comes in and like they pull up he's FaceTiming with his priest, and they're talking about how 3 girls from his village had gone missing, and they're now being trafficked. Of course, they do everything they can to go find them, but Velasco decides to, go off on his own, like an idiot, unfortunately.
Yeah,
his heart is in the right place.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, like Liv's like, no, you can't go do this, and he's like, nah, I gotta go find it. Heart was in the right place, but not a great idea. So then we meet Rossani, who we don't know she's a cop at first, because she's working the streets, and Joe's talking to her, and I don't know, he's like, at least he said, like, he's specific, he's like, I just want to talk, and she's like, okay. And then, her captain shows up, and he's like, surprise, I'm a cop. His captain arrests him. He's like, you better call your captain. And then Finn is like, Finn seemed very upset that, like, you know,
Because apparently it's very late.
Velasco,
Because they were sleeping, apparently.
yeah, Finn was not happy Velasco got them up in the middle of the night.
Oh, so I missed the point. I was definitely all about going to be a shipper. I was all about this. I was really about to be a Rosani shipper so bad. So
It would have been so cute.
It would have. I was ready. I was like, listen, I like it. It was cute. But then she died. You know, she got murdered. I really put that in our little podcast note. We love Rosani in parentheses because I have to write notes and everything about her. So that was real sad.
I feel like we just formed ships now. It's fine.
We did. We're probably the only people out here thinking this. Unless somebody was, unless our listeners out there also agree with this, you probably could let us know if you want. But I was all about this when I was watching the episode.
And then, you know, they're doing some more investigating and she gets hit with a car.
Yep.
I will say that were the promo and they were like said somebody gets hit by a car. I very much thought it was going to be Rollins, and
everyone thought that too.
Everyone thought it was going to be Rollins getting hit by a car. Nobody thought it was going to be her. Still though, Mariska screamed like that. Oh God, it hurt.
Yeah, intense. Like the whole episode was intense, but like I enjoyed that one. Oh, we're not done talking about it. I was almost saying I enjoyed it yet. What else? Later. The plot.
They do more investigating. The girl comes in and is like, plot twist. So Rosani's captain turns out to be not dirty is like not enough to describe this man. Dirty cop beyond measure, because he is one of the people who has been forcing these poor young girls to have sex with him.
Like the way he got caught too is kind of funny because he's just like you may call that phone number and then he's right there. So we're like, oh. Got him again. He just wanted to play it off like he totally wasn't. Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, as I was saying, I really like the way they decided to catch the cop because they're like, oh, we got a list of phone numbers from all the people that the clients these girls have. And he's literally not thinking anything of it. And then his phone rings and Finn and Velasco and Olivia are just staring at him like, are you gonna get that? And then, you know, a few more Olivia badass moments because she literally turns the phone and is like, yeah, we know we're calling you. Get your butt in the interrogation room.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to the interrogation and the cop is literally like, you should give me some damn respect. To Olivia's like, excuse me, she was not having it in the slightest. I don't have the direct quote at the moment, but there was one that was so good. She was just, it was so good. Mm-hmm. And then afterward, I thought it was good when she's talking to the lawyer and she's like, please tell me you're not giving this man a deal. And I mean, I get they had to find the girls, but like, don't let this man get off scot-free. Don't.
Exactly. But like I forgot the lawyer's name they had for the prosecutor's name, but then he kind of was just, oh no, I forgot. It slipped from my immediately. But he was just they're like you cannot let him get away with it. He was like,
it made me wonder what Carisi would have done.
Exactly. I was like, what would Carisi do?
What would Carisi do? He probably, I feel like half of him would be like, no, I'm not letting this man get a deal. But the other half would be like, no, we need to go find these girls. So he'd be torn about it. Unlike this guy who's like, no, we need to go find these girls. So then they have Joe go with him to go pick up the girls. And I'll admit it was like strange seeing him like he like grabbed the girl's face because he had to like play like he was, I don't know, a buyer or something. But and I texted you like at the beginning of the episode when we found out like this is probably gonna be a Velasco episode. I was like, I want to send Barbara undercover for this. Like,
I do. We have an idea when we write this. We haven't done it yet, but we're gonna write this eventually. But our backlog of ideas is so long.
Yeah, we have way too many. Like, oh come on, like that scene where like they're outside of the hotel and he's talking to the girl. I was like, why am I picturing Roel doing this? Why?
I mean,
okay. Anyway,
anything he says. But anyway, we got off track. That's something we do all the time. Or everything we do get completely off track. But this is kind of the part of the podcast, point of our podcast here to be like, let's talk about anything we want.
Yep. Okay. So Velasco, like, no, the guy's like $50. He's like, no, $40. They make the deal. They get all the girls in the van. Of course, the guy is like, no, we're not taking the deal. Pulls out his gun. And the squad springs into action and they save the girls. And was that the end of the episode? How did the episode end?
I think they just like arrest them and then that's kind of the end. I don't think there's anything spectacular about them.
Okay, I will say this. I wasn't like the biggest fan of Velasco, but this episode showed how much he actually does care and does understand what SVU is about, which I was kind of worried about when he first joined, because I didn't think he was gonna get it all, but he rough around the edges, but like a big heart. He very much cared for these girls and wanting to find these girls. And I think he's fitting in.
Yeah. Definitely. I liked this episode. I mean, a lot. I like a lot of the episodes this season, actually.
But I think this one was really good.
We haven't this one was really well done. So of course we haven't reviewed any. I mean, like we talked to each other about them, but we haven't like talked about them via podcast.
I would give it 4 stars out of 5.
Yeah, I would too. Definitely, I really enjoyed this one.
Okay, I know we like skimmed over some of it, but seriously, go watch it. It was so good.
We're just the whole episode, guys. Listeners, go actually watch the episode. We had fun with it.
Okay, do we want to move on to organized crime?
We do. We're only like 5 minutes into this segment, so the whole thing is like 20 minutes currently, so we have time.
Perfect.
We have a little bit of, we guess we can talk about the fact that like we sometimes like organized crime. We're the 2 people that bear through it for the rest of our friends who will not watch. So
we watch for Jet and Rihanna, and
we really do.
Basically it. This is a podcast where we will just talk about Ainsley and Danielle like aimlessly, and you won't get us to shut up about it. So.
Nope, you really won't. We're talking all the time. This is what
don't get me wrong. We think Chris is a great actor. I mean, he wouldn't be on these shows if he wasn't. But we're not the biggest fans of this character at the moment. But we're going to put the actor aside.
Yes, definitely.
Personally, because he is not his character, but I think he always does pretty awesome every week.
Definitely, I agree. So,
okay.
I need to write down the episode title because I said possibly. So I don't know if the episode was titled. Do you remember what the episode was titled?
Let me look. Well, I'm looking for the episode title. I could say that like it started them in like the Ayana's office or something, I think.
Yeah, it went,
And they got a new lawyer or DA apparently.
They never had one. So the whole show's been on for 2.5 season and like 3/4, and there's never been a lawyer in the show. And that is.
Well, they had they literally had Carisi on an episode for like 5 minutes.
He
Then
did. He didn't even do it. He was no. Wait, did two
I would,
times actually. He was on it two times. One time in the first season, I think. I think. And
yeah,
one time in the second season.
I will never get over the
Not
fact
over.
that Peter in the interview was like, I don't know why Carisi is there.
And he
Like, if
waiting
the
him.
actor doesn't know why his character is there, his character probably shouldn't be there.
And it really. It's very. I. I think in that second time in that episode of this season, it kind of provides this weird space where people. Well, I think it really provides that space for people who are really close to Liv to call out that Elliot is not the best toxic friend of her. Okay,
As
I'm just
they
gonna have
should.
to weigh it
But
out there. Okay, but
okay,
anyway, we'll rant on that later.
okay. So
But
the episode title is "Can't Knock the Hustle."
okay, that's
Okay, so yeah, they were talking about their new DA, and he was basically like, if we ever go to trial or think, I don't know, this
yeah.
or like Wheatley again, I can't remember which
He just saying. He
thing it
just said
was.
ever. He just said if you go to trial
Ever.
ever.
Anyway, ever. He didn't want to put Elliot on the stand. And honestly, the man is smart.
Mhm.
Because the last time he was in
Ooh,
trial, he got held in contempt.
sure did.
So I don't know. I wouldn't put my case. I wouldn't. Even if you got like other amazing witnesses, I feel like one Elliot Stabler blow up would like put the rest of the case into perspective, and it would probably mess up the verdict that you want.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened, kind of, sort of.
Just saying.
Just saying, wink, wink, wink. I mean you can't see it. That's why I said that out loud. But
That's fine. Okay, and then Ayana was basically I don't think from the looks of it, Ayana doesn't really like this guy for whatever reason.
no,
She's
he's
basically
just a
like,
man.
bye, close the door, gone. And then we transition to I don't know, a weird I don't even know. Anyway, where it was, but then Jet rides in on her motorcycle because yes, she has a motorcycle. And she like is meeting up with Elliot because technically they're not supposed to be talking because he's still undercover.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going on about all these. She's just smart in general because she's got knowledge about like a variety of topics. She's going on about all this stuff she got for her motorcycle, and I'm literally sitting there like, I need
I
to know
was
what your I need to know what your IQ is,
I
please.
mean, she said this. Okay, I honestly blanked out at that scene, I'm pretty sure. So I do not
Oh,
remember it.
oh,
I blanked out real
I will
hard at
tell
that
you
one scene.
then.
So I gotta watch it again and then so maybe later at some point. But I do remember
Okay.
she has her motorcycle was like good for the environment too. Like,
Okay, even better. Go,
that's what she was saying or
go, Jack.
something like that.
Okay, and then she sees like Elliot staring at her, and all the next line was funny. She was like, "Uh-oh, you got your something's wrong face on." Okay, that's pretty funny. And then Elliot starts talking about his dad, and he needs Jet to look into a cold case about his dad. And she's like, cold case and family connection. I'll do it. And then they're walking away, and then she turns around and she's like, we should go for a ride sometime. And I was like, first thought was, if you try to get Elliot stable on a motorcycle, he will probably die. But you know,
Oh.
it would be pretty funny to see her try to get him on a motorcycle. And Elliot was like, yeah, it's on my bucket list. Jet was like, you said you owe me. So basically, she wants him to do this for her own amusement.
No, it would be really funny though.
That's how I'm seeing it. And it was hilarious. It would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think there's that. Then I think we go to Denise and Iana talking to Noah's brother, the priest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're talking about Jack's baptism. Like,
Yeah.
so damn cute.
It was. We were like getting all like we used to like my favorite emoji is the smile kind of smile with the tears. I use that one all the time. So that
Me
is the one
too.
I probably sent you. Yes,
I
yes. You
I
can
don't
do
know.
what
It
you
was just such a sweet family
it
scene,
was.
and they were both so happy about it. And they didn't know like that, Nova or Carmen, that's her undercover name, was gonna be brought up. Then she did. Then Niana's like, oh. And Denise was like, this is gonna be perfect. And then, they get everything set up. And then they go in the hallway and start talking about how Denise has a new job. She's going back to work and she's a public defender, which we did not know before.
Mhm.
And she's going back to work, but she's going to work with Congressman Kilbride, which freaks Ayana out because Ayana knows that he's crooked, but Denise does not know. And I'm honestly surprised she hasn't told her wife yet,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
For their
I
best interest.
understand why, because Kilbride is working with some pretty dangerous people.
Yeah, and he's dangerous himself. Like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
he is not playing games. He will take down anyone in his path, and it will be true. So,
Anyway, they have a conversation about, like, apparently, uh, Jack calls them, is like, Jack is, one of them is mommy, one of them is mama. That was cute. Anyway, the plot point is that Denise was noticing that Ayana wasn't happy for her job. And I know Danielle like tweeted something out, was like, it's not that she's not happy for her wife, it's that she's worried because, Kilbride's dangerous. She doesn't want her wife getting into danger, which is, super sweet because I can see how much she cares about her, even if Denise can't see it. She wants to be happy for her, but stuff is happening.
yeah, like, that job is dangerous. Congressman
Uh,
Kilbride is not.
do you want to say anything about Belloc? Because I know you have stuff to say. Probably
Oh,
more than I would be able to speak on, but
oh, oh. I I remember what I was going to talk about. We were looking at the article from the Today Show earlier, and I really
Danielle's
really
interview.
yeah, the one that the Danielle's interview from the Today Show. We were talking about this earlier. How it is really like the one thing I really enjoy about their relationship is that the show made it so natural, and like
Yeah,
having
definitely.
representation as a black queer woman myself, having that representation I think is really beautiful, and it's not like overly done in a way, but it's just simple and really appreciate shows because it's not overdone and it's done just exactly enough so that like it's not a big deal. I mean, like, representation is a big deal, but it's not like overly produced because a lot of shows can overproduce it and then it ends up being weird. So
You can you can tell just how much they love each other. And as far as I know, at least we know Danielle, I believe, is straight. I'm not sure about the actress who plays Denise, but they play the like a lesbian couple. As far as I'm sure, they're both lesbians. Anyway, they play the couple with just such dignity and respect from both an acting point of view and just like I don't know, a natural point of view. It's something beautiful, honestly.
it really, really is, and I enjoy that a lot. And I don't think I have enough to say about that, but I really enjoy that. We can't wait to
Yeah.
see more of them. Like we get excited when they're on the screen. Like that is what we're here for. We're here for them, and we're here for Jellikai. But we'll talk about
Yes.
Jellikai. Copy. Yeah, next time.
Yeah,
At
I'll
some
talk
point, we
about
will
it
talk about it.
soon.
It may not be today's
Uh,
episode, but we will. We'll
maybe.
come back into that circle.
Yes,
Hopefully, we get more
you
of
will
them
hear us.
soon.
I know Wesam said that there's a scene coming up, and Danielle said there's a scene coming out where she talks about it with Jet. So please, I need it to happen soon. In the same article, Danielle also said there's two more scenes with her, with Ayana and Denise coming up. So, yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the episode. I don't know. There's this guy where they have to take down who works with Donnelly apparently works with diamonds or whatever.
Yeah, good time.
I don't even know. And they all have to like put a listening device in his car. And Ayana asked Jet, can you put the listening device in his car? And she's like, in 60 seconds? No pressure. And we get like the teeniest little Jet smile. And I like watched the scene 5 times until I could get a picture of it because I wanted to. Anyway, I also think it shows uh the relationship that's grown between Ayana and Jet. Jet has enough Ayana has enough respect in Jet, and Jet has enough of Ayana's respect that Jet can be like sarcastic with her, but also that Ayana trusts her to do a job like that.
Yeah, definitely. I love that, like that the dynamic they have. Like you were saying, like how much they like trust each other to do
Yes.
the job. And I
Uh,
just overall love Jet in general, but
yeah, I'll talk about her all day. Okay, and then they go. She has to plant the listening device, and it got scary because like Ayana was like, "Jet, get out of the car," and Elliot's literally going on about damn espresso.
the
Trying
funniest thing that I didn't say this to you, but I was like, that cup is so small. And I
that cup
kept
is
giggling
small.
about it. It
His
was like,
hands, his
it's in
hands
that
are
cup.
huge.
No, that
His hands
cup
are
is
huge.
so,
The
and it
cup
was
is
like,
small.
it was so funny to me. I was just to get some sugar. And it was
And
hilarious. That's just so funny. Man, that was hilarious.
yeah, and Yana's like, get out of there, and Jet's literally like tying the thing as fast as she can. She did it. We knew she could do it, but it got scary for a moment. Because honestly, I didn't see her get out of the car, and I saw the
No one
guys
did.
get in
She's
the
like, she's just
car.
immediately in the van. We're like, huh?
I thought they were literally gonna cut to her being in the back of the van, the
And I did
guy's
too. That's what I really
car.
expected. I was like, oh no. And then, like, never mind. She's good. We're like, great.
I mean, she's small enough; she'd be able to hide in the back. But I'm glad she got out in time. Um, okay, they have that thing. They get the guy. Donnelly decides to shoot him because the guy's freaking out.
He's like, they kind of kidnap him.
Yeah,
They did kind of.
because that's what he is. That's what he does. We also got some more backstory on Nova in this episode. It turns out both of her dad was a cop, and she's going undercover just like he did, and her brother's really worried about it because that's how her dad got killed.
Mm.
But Nova's like, no, I have to do this. And she's like, she had to tell him because throughout the episode, he's like, I'm going to do this project with the web in his life and it's going to be wonderful. And she's like, you can't do it because the money is not coming from a good place. And I like the character. I think it's amazing. She's really good. I also like that she has Ayana as like a mentor.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think she's.
More so than whatever whatever Lieutenant Brewster is to her. I feel like Ayana has filled whatever that Ayana has filled the mentor role for her.
Yes, definitely.
And it's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting to see like how the undercover side of Nova's work is like infiltrating like Denise and Ayana's life because we got them talking about like Carmen and Ayana knows that's one of her cops, but Denise just thinks it's another person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see how everything connects. Okay, I think the only thing that's left in the episode is what everyone thought was going to be bigger, but of course wasn't.
Okay, it was the last
5 minutes or so,
and it made like 5 minutes. I think it was like the final
really
commercial break and they shoved in that scene.
So before we get to that, there was another scene of like Jet, Ayana, and Stabler, and it honestly got me a little concerned because Stabler turns to Jet and he's like, "Did you find anything about my dad?"
And Yana's like, what are you talking about? And Jet has to stand there and be like, yeah. And then she walks away like super quickly. And I'm like, dude, why are you asking her this in the front of her sergeant? Like,
Yeah.
don't get her in trouble. I got
Yeah.
very, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
noticed like the small little things. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's
Jet
what we
walked
do.
away. Jet walked away very fast. And Yana's just like staring at the both of them like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. He
Okay.
doesn't think a
Anyway,
lot about how other people. Saber does not really think about how which decisions affect other people, and then it all goes downhill rather quickly.
I think it is not just because I love Jet, but especially peeves me because Jet is still a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking her to do something that's like, I don't know, not necessarily
Borderline illegal.
borderline illegal, not part of her job. Did she agree to it? Yes. But mentioning it in front of her sergeant, the fact that she could possibly get in trouble, like, I don't know, not great. She had every right to just walk away, like, very quickly. Okay, we're getting very jumbled here, but back to Kragan.
Yes, everyone was so excited for Craig. He did not show up until the last like 5 minutes of the episode.
It was like when we thought Raul was going to be throughout Organized Crime and
Yes,
he showed up for
that was
5
the
minutes
only
and we're like, what?
trail. I was my like I was with my family. My mom and my aunt were watching it with me, and I was like, we were like, this episode was a waste of our time.
I love how many people were watching the Raul's episode and they're like,
Yeah, their
where is
views
he?
are so. Organized Crime
Where
probably
is
had like the
he?
highest views they had in a long time, and then
Because
nothing
literally they're like,
because
Raul's going to
everyone
be on Organized Crime.
he did. Everyone
It
wanted
was
it.
for 5 minutes.
I don't think
Anyway,
it was even 5. I think it was like 3. It was
one
like
of
the
them.
last tiny, is it like the tiniest tiny bit, and it was like,
Okay.
oh, great.
Anyway, Elliot goes to visit Kragan. He asks him about his dad, and his cross thing. I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's like a medal he got for like police bravery. And according to like stories, he didn't actually get it for police bravery. There was like I don't know, his partner shot an unarmed kid. So his dad shot himself so that his partner wouldn't get in trouble and it will look like his partner had to shoot the kid because the kid shot Stabler's dad. Anyway, because Kragan was a cop back then, Elliot asked him, what is it? What's going on? And he's like, I think the key thing that stuck out to me was that your dad was a great cop in his day. He would not, meaning probably he would not be today. Because, while we're on the subject of Stabler's dad, we also got a bit more background on how his childhood was and what he did to him and his mom. Like, ouch.
Yeah, like
you could, I think we knew from like 1.0, but like they made it very clear that
there's like 2 times I can think of. I think it's the episode where the one of them is the time where he goes see his mom because he's worried about Kathleen because she's bipolar. And then there's another time where he goes to see a therapist and he kind of talks about why he has like such like he has like perfection. He really wants to be a perfectionist. And maybe that's not the word I'm looking for, but like he really wants to give like 100% everything he does because he doesn't want to be seen as like a failure. I think that's what it is.
They made it very clear that his dad physically abused both Elliot and his mom. Which, why would you hurt Bernie and him? Because Bernie needs to be protected. Anyway, his dad, not a great man. And possibly not a great cop either. But that's up for debate, apparently.
Yeah,
the cop part, not the man part.
Yeah, I guess at some point they'll probably talk more about that,
Yeah. So yeah, Elliot's still confused about that. Kragan literally talked to him about his dad, not what everybody thought he was going to be on there to talk about.
No. And that was kind of funny to me, but kind of not at the same time. I was like, what did you actually expect that?
I don't know. Do you really like?
I didn't expect. I thought
Out of all the
it would
people
be.
who would like give Elliot what for leaving Olivia, I would hope to God it'd be Kragan, because Kragan's the one who had to tell Olivia he
He's
left.
not coming back. Yeah, because I watched
coming back.
13-1. Yeah, I watched 13-1 yesterday because it was on TV yesterday, and I was like, well, he just left.
Okay.
That's how it was. Just saying.
Okay. Anyway, those were very scattered reviews of both episodes.
So how do we rate this episode? I mean, is it deserve us to rate organized coverage? No way, I just keep it.
Okay, I got 2 different ratings for this stuff though.
Okay.
For Jet and Iana and Denise stuff, 5 stars. Everything else, 3.5.
3.5, exactly. 3.5. Sometimes I can be like, I can get like focused on it and be like, it's actually caught my attention. And sometimes I'm like, this is another really dry episode until we see our favorite characters. Just saying.
I need it to be May 9th now, because apparently the crossover, they said Kelly is going to be on Organized Crime. They said apparently Mariska is going to be there too, so it's going to have Kelly, Mariska, Ainsley, and Danielle all in one episode doing badass. May 9th. Anyway, doing badass cop stuff. Like, yes.
So
yes.
That one. It's not that many episodes building. You have like 4. Yeah, 4. I think 4.
Oh, sure okay. 4. Okay, so that's both episodes.
So we're on to our next segment, which is, we don't have a title for this segment yet, but it's this week on fan fiction writing. As you guys probably don't, you might know, you might not. We co-authored together, and we've been doing this.
I think so. It's
we wrote Forevermore. We wrote Forevermore before the episode came out, so it was like November.
Yeah, we wrote Forevermore before, in like the span of 2309. So when the promo first came out,
it wasn't even the promo. It was like the pictures. People were like, had like.
Oh yeah, it was literally pictures.
It was people were like taking like set pictures, and we were like, because like some like articles were like talking about what possibly could happen, and we were like, if that's likely, we'll try to think about it, because in case if it goes to shit, we'll fix it, right?
No one could believe like that. Like, we all thought the articles were just like, pulling our leg.
And again, that clickbait, and then it was true. We're like, oh.
And then the promo happened, and we're like, okay, frick this, we're writing it now.
The promo had been shook for days. I watched that promo so many times. Anytime it came on, it got my undivided attention. I
couldn't take it in the first time because I was busy squealing into a pillow for like
what were we even doing? I think
5 minutes.
I remember. I was sitting on my bed in my college dorm room, and I don't know what I was doing, and then like I forgot like usually there's a couple like ads, then the trailer, then it comes on, and then I just stopped. And it was like, what? It's next. Well, it wasn't quite next. It was a gap. I think it was some time in between.
There was like a month or so because
it was a long time before December 9th. This was like November, like the first week of November, and then like it came. Yeah, that's what it was. We were like, oh my god, you were real shook that day.
And then everybody was like, rolls back.
Yes.
Yay. And we had like
the scene. Yeah, because particularly it's the scene when Raphael and Liv are hugging, and then they cut that scene from the episode.
Why?
They did. I think someone asked Warren what happened to that scene. He was like, you see, just a lot of times, a lot of scenes are.
I think like a bunch of us literally asked.
You know, the initial conversation versus the trailer.
Yeah, because it like in the episode, it literally just goes straight to the precinct, and they're like, "Do you know the guy who's defending Wheatley?" And they're like, "Yeah." In the promo, it's like it shows Raphael like telling her, I'm considering defending Richard Wheatley. You should know this, because
Yeah,
You should
there's
know
like
this.
yeah, and I think about like that change in dynamic because those like point out two different, very different things about like how they lead into it. Because if you could the first thing on the chase is considering. So I think he really wanted. He told Liv beforehand. Also she talks about a car accident too. I think she says he tried to kill me. I'm pretty sure, but there's no proof of
Yeah.
that once again. But I think it almost if they had kept that the way it would have made the whole thing way more dramatic than it was. But which I would have.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was in the feels my feels like the whole episode.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
but
literally didn't breathe for
I didn't
about
either.
an hour.
Yeah, but the way it was also kind of just throws like he like just tells her like I am defending Richard Leary, and she's like I had this written down so many places because we like used it when we wrote.
We used it
But
so many times.
yeah,
I have to be sad for a moment because this has been on my timeline all damn day. So apparently Forlini's is closed.
yes,
Uh,
close. That's the saddest news that we heard all day.
and unless they have recorded filmed something else, the last time that Barbara and Liv were there together was when Liv said to Raphael that she felt betrayed by him.
Man, that's a horrible.
They literally like their place turned from happiness into sadness in one day, and now they can't go back there and fix it. I think it was Kate put on Twitter is like,
Yes,
boring.
I
Where are they gonna meet now?
And they were like,
Where do they go
please
now?
tell me. And I was
Tell
like,
us.
please, Warren, I never bothered you, Warren, but like, please tell us. Like, if you some kind of way come across our podcast, Warren, like, please tell us. Like, just tell us, please.
Please, we won't bother you for anything else. We actually
No,
know we got like
we did say
we want two, okay, three things, two that are actually reasonable. The hug scene from 2309.
Yes, yes,
And where the heck they're gonna meet now that Forlini's is closed.
yes. We did have plans to like copy like our entire like the truth and nothing. We were gonna send you everything and slide it into your door. So kind of like
We want to.
Plan. We were dead serious with it. So we'll print off. It's very long. It's like 1,000 pages by now. If we put together everything we have up until now, it's probably about 1,000 pages.
You guys would have a month, like weeks worth of episodes. You wouldn't have to do anything.
Like, you need to throw a case or two in there because
film it.
Yeah, we will rewrite it in script form and everything. Like it's very like if you could like talk about that. So how did we get there? How did we get to writing the fic we are most famous for, which is the truth and nothing but the truth?
2309, like,
yes, it
made
literally
us incredibly sad. So we
watched the 2 episodes and then we like rambled a bit to ourselves, like, okay, do we want to keep writing or not? Like both of us are big Barson fans. We really, really are. So we were like, how do okay, what do we move on
past this?
Yeah, how do we go past it? So a lot of people like took a break and like left the fandom and was like, look, we gotta keep Barson alive. And then we took a little break season and we came back. We're like, all right, I think we have to fix this. And I know we're capable of fixing it.
So we decided to do a fic of basically after the trial.
Yeah. So one of our friends Mary's both of our friends, she gave us this idea that like Olivia has this dream of like kind of like it's this like Christmas Carol type thing because it was Christmas. So it kind of is like we didn't intentionally think of it like that, but I did recently. Like it's kind of like a Christmas Carol, but kind of not.
Yeah, so it is because it's Christmas past,
the first couple
Christmas
chapters,
present,
chapter 2 and 3
future.
Yeah, chapter 2 and 3 are this. So
yeah,
I'm gonna spoil the whole thing, so I'm gonna read it. We really want to talk more about the process of writing more than like what we wrote currently. If you have AO3, check this out. It's The Truth and Nothing But the Truth. It's also going to be linked in the podcast description on our link tree. So
if you haven't read it,
you should
go read it.
There's like almost 25 chapters plus. Okay, there's like 25 chapters, and we're still working. We don't finish 25 because like that is. Oh, we won't tell you what it's about because I was like, oops, I almost said it. But anyway, back to how. So with that, she's like, it's like she goes to work on Monday after like the trial stuff, and then they're like, you need a break because like this whole weekend's been stressful. So she goes home, blah blah blah. She goes to bed. She has this dream. So she has this dream of this Christmas past, and we're like, well, I guess we'll kind of like talk about the story a couple of times because they're like important, but like it's central to the
Yeah.
story where she remembers a Christmas where like Raphael brought Noah and Olivia herself gifts, and well, this is our headcanon that Raphael bought Noah's toy elephant Eddie. So it is our headcanon. I don't know if it's true or not, but like if it is, put that in the show, please. That would be great. And
Yeah, they should do that.
they should put that in there, just saying. And then he gives Olivia a necklace. I think also we said it says it says fearless, I'm pretty sure. All
Yep, it
kind
says
of
fearless.
it does. So it's like this very sweet moment. They're like happy having a cute little Christmas, you know. And then a Christmas present, which is sad. It is horribly sad.
Very sad.
It is. No, that's not the time we cried. No, it is cry. It is the
Yeah,
cry
that's
day.
when we both decided to cry.
So okay, so Christmas present is that okay? So this is also a headcanon because the show has not proved it, but they did at it. I think just because I studied communication, so both verbal and nonverbal communication. So like the nonverbal communication in the episode really entails that we have some kind of way that talks threatened in a sense. I think is the best way to describe it. I felt some kind of way. I'm thinking with what Liv's life is, Wheatley has all kinds of power. You can get people killed if you wanted to. I feel like
Oh, we very much could.
Very much. He's done it already. It's very much like this is like our most likely headcanon we have. So what happens is Olivia does not go check on her dear friend. She kind of, she's like, I feel betrayed by you. She never talks to me, and that's sad. And then, like, basically, he gets killed. Yeah.
Sorry.
We
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, let's tell you because let's rip the band-aid off already. Go ahead and tell you. Basically, he gets killed, and he writes Olivia this letter saying that, like, this is what actually happened, and then I love you. I did it because I love you, and I want you to be happy in your life, and yeah, basically that's what the letter says is that he loves her and he wants her to be happy, right? So it's real sad, and we cried. We cried. I never cried so hard about it in my life. So we wrote this. And then we listened to, particularly, I was talking to Kai about it yesterday because we recorded this in separate parts, but like, the song I cried to the most was Billie Eilish's Male Fantasy.
You still there?
Yeah.
Nope.
I am. I'm still.
Okay, yeah, so.
We're talking about the like, Billie Eilish's Male Fantasy is a song I cried to. There's the last part of the song that says, I can't get over you no matter what I do. I know I should, but I can never hate you. And I cried to this song. And if you like that first song, like, it's not, Billie doesn't really say exactly what the song is about, but like, she says, like, I know I should, I can never hate you. And I think that, like, that last line I cried because it is important that, like, I guess it's hard when no one else comes around. So I'm getting over you or just pretending to be alright, convince myself I hate you. And then just can't get over you no matter what I do. I know I should, but I can never hate you. And I cried to this song because it was like the feeling of that, like, Liv kind of was in this. She would feel responsible for his death because she did not like go check on him or talk to him. So she's pretty responsible for his death. The way that she thinks about it, she does feel really bad about it, and it's really bad to cry about it for like a good. I cried a long time about it. Another song I cried to that song. I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a lot of times I cried.
So without giving too much of what the letter says away, the end of it says basically that Barbara wants to live to find happiness, even if it's not with him. That's all he wants for her.
Yeah.
So she goes to.
Okay, hold on. Before we say this out loud, this is where we got in trouble. This is where we got in trouble. Okay.
Oh, people came after us. And bro,
we've never gotten redeemed ever again. We have permanent residency in fanfiction hell because
for like different reasons. Others because people were like, "How could you do this?" And others like, because people were just angry at us.
Yeah, I imagine there are 2 timeout chairs in 2 different corners, and one for me and one for you. Yeah, that is where we are. That is us permanently.
we're just gonna say major for spoiler alert if you haven't read the fic yet. We won't give you too many details, or at least we'll try not to. But so yeah, Olivia goes to find her happiness with
Yeah.
Stabler.
Yeah. Oh boy. And
I
then
can't
that
even
first
say
that
it
like
out loud. Damn.
yeah, it's so it was a very interesting thing we chose to write because I don't remember what I said. I don't think we originally had a plan for a Christmas future until we sat down and wrote it. And then we were
Nope.
like,
We had a few
yeah,
ideas, and then
we did. We played around with stuff because it's how like our little brains work. We kind of like, that idea or that idea. Which one do you like more? Which one do you think
Yeah.
causes more suffering?
so Christmas
Basically.
Future is 3
Yeah.
years later,
Yes,
and Olivia has married Elliot Stabler.
Yeah.
And if you know how the Christmas Carol goes in Christmas Future, you can probably understand how where this is going.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, you see, basically, this was just that Elliot is jealous of a dead person. He gets extremely jealous of someone who was dead. Real
And
jealous.
I will say it was definitely a way to push our writing, because we had to give.
We had never read anything like this before in our lives.
We had to write like somewhat nice moments for them.
It was kind of cringe, but kind of fun because you're like, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I think this is how they would. This is what they would do.
I mean, we could have joked about it on the time with the Varsity Babes, so I mean, I feel like we were pretty accurate.
Yeah, same.
I'm not gonna say what we said in that group chat because then we have to write the podcast as explicit, and I don't want to do that this episode.
Oh, trust
Maybe
me.
another time.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hold my tongue and not swear.
Another
at the
time we're gonna
moment.
write this as explicit because oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're basically the life of like what's going on with them, and let's say, I guess, I don't know how much to like. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, it's basically like Liv and Noah's future with Stabler.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Not good.
Noah is not thrilled in the slightest.
No, he's not happy.
And I'm going to die on that hill.
Yeah.
That when, like, look, I know they're going to meet soon.
Yeah.
And the kid is not going to be polite because he's Olivia's son. He's going to be polite. But I wholeheartedly believe, somewhere along the line, either Stabler's going to make a comment about something, or Noah's going to be like, I don't like him.
Yeah, I feel like Noah's a very smart kid. He's
very smart, very persuasive, very not persuasive, perceptive kid.
Yeah, he gives a very good perception of people because the people he likes, it's people he really enjoys being around. Like his Uncle Rafa and Uncle Sonny and Aunt Amanda. We don't know if he actually calls Amanda because he never said it to her, but we assume he says Aunt Amanda. But
yeah, because I don't know if he's got Uncle.
The way and Uncle Sam, yes, the way he trusts them is like, and how he knows because they're so good with his mom that like I know he's so protective of her, and he sees that they care about her as well as him. But I don't know if he gets that same perception of that with Elliot. But we don't know for sure because they didn't speak the last time they saw each other because
this is just all we have from like 1.0 and 2.0, 1.0 and 3.0 stuff of how Elliot has reacted with like certain situations. Like I don't fully believe he would be thrilled with Noah being a dancer. That's just me, but
yeah, I agree with you.
And before anybody comes after me, I will specifically talk about. There's an episode in I think season 8 where there is a transgender girl named Haley, and she has a conversation with Stabler of like, what would you do if your son came home in a dress? And Stabler's like, I believe I would try to understand. And look, you can say that, but I don't believe you could like fully like
do it.
say what
Yeah.
you would do unless it actually happens. And I know it's not the same thing, not by a long shot,
No.
but
But it's
I
the
do
same
believe
idea that
it'd be like the
it's
same
like,
idea of like Noah's a dancer. He's also bisexual. Elliot, how would Elliot actually react to that?
yeah, we just put that in the fic because it
Yet,
hadn't happened. It hasn't happened. We didn't put it in there yet because we we wrote that scene that episode had to come out yet. So
yeah,
that's not in there yet. But
it's
we do
kind
talk
of like
about Noah being a dancer a lot in that like future
yeah,
type.
it's one
Yeah.
of his favorite things.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
So I think we can a little bit more on the fic before so you guys can actually read. So basically Olivia wakes up and was like, well, that's horrible. Let me go to work. Let me go ask the squad. Can they like help me just to make sure if that feels okay or not? Because she didn't go check on it. And then do that. And it's not it's not good. But they did. I don't know how to put it without spoiling the rest of the fic, but like a lot of things happen to lead up to where like things are good. The things do get better. They do. But it took a long time for them to get there. And I think that process we wrote of getting there, and maybe like next week or so or the next episode, we may talk a little bit more how we got that like later chapters, like just a little bit about. So we encourage you guys to actually go read the fic because we kind of want to talk about it because there's so many like things that we could write, but not like in our heads can't like write in the fic, but we like communicate with each other, being like, okay, this is a point we were trying to make, and sometimes sometimes like we had like a person would comment these really really long comments. And I'm pretty sure they understood what we were writing, so that helped us to make sure like okay we're not and like these like ideas come up later on because there's some big events that haven't even like talked about yet, but
and big things that like not a lot of viewers have seen, but we would not write it if we did not see it.
We do like actually like quote our sources and we like because sometimes we're like we just made that up. No, we have sources. We take time. The writing process isn't just writing; it is researching. Also, we watch a lot of clips over and over again to be like,
I will not say what the event is because you'll have to read to see it. But I will say that
maybe next
us
week.
writing it has had people look at situations differently and be like, oh my god, you're right. This is happening.
Yeah. And we definitely like, okay, also kind of not really a spoiler, but like we couldn't put the dream idea down. Like, we wrote that first one not intending to writing any other parts. Now there's 4. There'll be a collection of 4, maybe 5. Pretty sure it's going to be 5.
Yeah.
We wrote
if we keep going how we're going,
it's going to be 2 are finished. Like whenever you'll know where they're pointed at. But then like the third one isn't done. Put these yet, like the third and the fourth. We don't know where they're going to be put in along in the storyline. But we were like, I have this idea. We need to write it right now before we forget. So this is one of like we take like a bunch of random blurbs sometimes to go for it, which is what we're doing currently. So.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys want like an episode where we go chapter by chapter,
well, we can make like bonus episodes too for the part.
Definitely do.
If you guys want that, let us know.
There are chapters I will just talk about.
Some of them I really want to talk about because some of them we just were like, man, that's a crazy idea.
And some of them we can like picture like the cast like filming them. Honestly.
Yeah, we definitely took a lot of like creative liberty on a lot of them, but sometimes we didn't. We're just like, that's likely.
And some of the creative liberties do come from like canonical stuff where we're like, they did this, so I believe they would do this.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. We'll just say it's pretty scary how dark it got occasionally. Okay, it's very dark.
Yeah. Okay. What else did we get?
We did write that like alternative ending that one time.
Oh jeez. Oh yeah. People are like, what?
There's like around chapter 7, an alternative ending because we're like, what if like situation went up differently? And that is very sad. That's the other time we cried ourselves. sleep.
Yeah,
But you
guys,
have to go and read it. Go read it.
yeah.
You'll
If
cry.
you have not read it, there's 25 chapters for you to read. There's music
Yeah, there is.
throughout our
Yeah.
story.
We'll review the music maybe if y'all want. Just saying how the song we chose, because like we sometimes we just
Yeah.
like are like here's like four. We have sometimes we have a lot of options for songs. Sometimes we have like
And we pick ones for a specific reason.
we do. We're very particular about like the lyrics, the song, how it fits in, like what's going on, and then like who sings the song. Particularly, I think also we like some chapters like in like the introduction to the chapter we tell you who sang the song. Sometimes we surprise you because
I will stand by the fact that I keep writing music into our stories because the show should have a musical episode. Because
they had a goofy musical one time, but I can't find the clips of it. But
basically, everybody on the show can sing, except maybe Chris and Mariska.
Yeah.
I mean, half of the cast has like Broadway background. Like, and I gotta say this because I will say this multiple times, but I gotta get it on recording. So, we know Ice-T, we know can rap.
Yeah.
Peter can sing. Kelly can sing.
Mm-hmm.
Ainsley can sing. Danielle can sing. Damore can sing. Raul, obviously, can sing.
Obviously.
And they have Danny Pino can also sing if they bring him back. And they bring like people from Broadway on the show all the time. My rule of thumb is if you're on Broadway, you will probably be on SVU at one point in your career. But out of the current cast members, there is 4, maybe 5 of them that can sing, and I don't just mean sing, but sing. Like, go look up clips of Ainsley and Danielle. I promise you will not be disappointed. Anyway, I know people are like, that'd be crazy. And I'm like, okay, fine, we'll write it for you because we know how to.
Yeah, we will. We do this all the time. Oh, by the way, when we say we write every day, I'm dead serious when I say we write every day. Any like free time we have, we are writing something. Yeah, and
I have 2
jobs. You don't go to bed
at
multiple times. It is a problem.
I have 2 jobs, and on my lunch breaks, I will be writing Lateran on my phone.
Yeah, we do. We literally have like I'll pull up my phone sometimes in class and be like, all right, I'm bored. I have. Yeah. I don't sleep a lot at night because my brain has so many ideas.
I wait till the weekend. It's fine.
So my favorite writing session. I don't know what we were writing, but I promise you, it was like 5 a.m. when we went to bed.
It was 5
a.m. For me, I think it wasn't even 3, so it was 6 for you. We were just like, I think it's time to stop.
Yeah, nobody was home. My family was not home, so I just stayed up and did not wrote.
Yep, we did not stop ourselves. And it was, I don't know, I think we wrote 70 chapters, like 3 or 4 chapters a night, maybe 2 or 3. But like, when we first started writing, you guys are very excited. The first chapters aren't very long. They're about like 2,000-3,000 words. But then
you're in for a treat.
Yeah, are long. Some of them are like 20,000 words. I will because like edit it. These things need to be in this chapter to keep the flow, and then they got the being very, very long, and then we were just like, we can't cut it. You know?
I won't give too much details on like what happened in the story, but I wholeheartedly believe it is a story that gets to the heart of what SVU truly is, both like personal and professional wise.
Definitely, you throw some cases in there. It's not just all about. It's not all a romantic story, especially not. It's not all fluff and romance. It's very.
There's fluff hard and there's aim.
Ripping read at first. It's just like I'll go back and read what we wrote a couple of times just because I'm like, damn, we wrote that. And we really push ourselves to become better writers. And like that's what this story really does. And like we get creative and we think of things that are like they may not be the you know sometimes they're very dark and sometimes they're very good. And they're very great things that we write. But that like fact that you can challenge yourself to like, okay, how how deep can you envision this character doing this thing? And because you want to tell you, you can go read the story once again. And there's some like wild parts. I'm like, because like originally we wrote, when we started really writing, like my dark thoughts for this story always come when I'm folding the laundry. It's a very funny thing. I promise you guys, it's very true though. I'll be folding my laundry, like, ooh, that's an idea right there. You tell Callie about this idea, and those ideas are why we are in sick hell once again, permanently. We were in sick jail, you know, back in the day, jail. Then it was no longer jail. Then it was purgatory. But you can work your way out of purgatory, Korean Catholic. But we haven't done that, so we have been sick though. I guess we died some kind of way, because you have to be dead to go to hell apparently. So, you know, that's fun stuff there. Still there.
Are
Okay.
we back?
Yes, we're back. We were kind of on the rambling stage, and then we were
What
What
rambling stage? We ramble all the time.
uh don't remember actually. Oh, we were talking. Oh, we were finishing up talking about like how we were talking about writing and how like we wrote some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, we have.
We challenged ourselves. We made a challenge to ourselves to be like, we can write that.
I won't say what it is, but I think what we're writing currently is probably the most deep, crazy. We're going to be people are going to wonder what the heck went through our brains when we decided to write it. But I am insanely proud of it.
I think we didn't get a lot of hate comments for the last one.
Oh, the same. I think it's because we moderated. We probably moderated comments and people like it.
Yeah, we're like, we got to moderate comments up to this one. But the thing is, they would still show us. Also, maybe people, I think what probably is happening to us is they're screenshotting us and putting it on Twitter, but we can't see it.
Won't care.
We have the banned word, so therefore we probably don't know.
Screenshot it all they want. That means they're reading our stuff.
Yeah, give us the views. Give them the views. They don't want, we did make the. If you had to, okay, so we made this bet with our viewers. They had to get 10K hits on Tuesday. I think like we supposed to release the first episode. So like like by the time you guys actually hear this episode, you may often like hear part episode 2. It just depends. There's only like I think there only like 75 more hits. So if you guys are like when people read the fic 75 more, you read the entire fic 3 more times. That'll be enough. Just saying. By the time you hear this episode, we've already done it because that was the whole negotiation. So just saying.
We still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
think you covered all my topics. We did have the rambling hour actually with this. It really whatever you want to talk about. What is
okay. If we were talking about whatever we want to talk about. I've mentioned this on like the time like maybe once, and then there was a person who was like, "Yes, I absolutely agree with you." Whenever if she leaves organized crime, I want Ainsley to go play Elphaba in Wicked on Broadway. I literally like have had like full on dreams. I've got a playlist for this thing.
We have playlists for all the characters, by the way, and like ships. We have playlists for that too. We kind of
Elphaba and Jet are honestly very similar. They both have like Ainsley's like stoic but also somewhat vulnerable styles of acting, and I think she would just be absolutely amazing in the role. I know you're not like fully familiar with the
Yeah,
show, but
I would define Gravity because we did put that in the
yeah,
thing, and then I have it. We
yeah.
both.
So
Well,
she
one of
would
the songs in the playlist just saying. One of the songs in the fic just saying. There's a
kill
playlist
it,
for the okay. So there's also a playlist for the fic, and there's the extended edition where we
which is
kind
like
of just like
over 100
songs
songs.
that kind of just fit the vibe of the fic, but not the stories. Like they were like songs where okay, I really like the song, but we can't put it in because it doesn't work. And
Yep.
there's also songs like this just feels right. So it has some
Oh,
sad.
speaking of playlists, so I know we didn't said we weren't going to bring them up, but it has to do with playlists. So, after Jet and Malachi kissed, like the day after, I decided to make a playlist for them, and I thought it was gonna be like 10 songs. Maybe I'm almost at 200.
Just the Barton one is like 300, maybe more.
Yeah, we're obsessed.
Yeah, we are really obsessed. Like I think about this quite frequently. I feel like could that be the equivalent of taking hard drugs? But
To
once you
use
have
her
a just saying. I think I've said that before as a joke. I'm pretty sure we're like, this is the writing fan fiction and being obsessed with the ship is probably the same equivalent of being drugs. Just saying.
Yeah, I can't listen to music normally anymore. Somehow we'll connect that to a idea or something. I'll literally be standing in recess and like thoughts are swirling in my head. It's nonstop,
Yeah,
wonderful craziness.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Like music has been a really fun way to make this. Like I hear a song and be like, "Yep, that's it," because like you can like do like enhanced on Spotify. So I have like my general playlist of stuff, and I like hear a song, I'm like, "Oop, that song looks sick. Let me just send that to Callie real quick
Yep.
just to see what you think." We do this all the time with songs, with like anything we find. We're just like, "All right, what do you think about this?" And it's like a vital
Yeah,
part
this
of our
one I
thing.
gotta send to you. Yeah, you'll love it. That's all I'm.
Yeah. Well, do we have anything else for this week's episode? Our very first episode.
I think I have one more thing. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. So that was this week. This is episode 1, so we apologize for all the chaoticness.
Yeah, we'll
Next
do
week
our
it
thing.
might be a bit more structured.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll hope for the
It's
best.
it's probably just going to be like episode reviews and then writing. If you guys want us to do like even breakdowns or readings of our fic,
Mm.
let us know. We are both on Twitter.
We have a Twitter for our podcast. It's
And we have a
we
Twitter.
do. We do like I made the Twitter weeks ago and nobody's found it. None of our friends have found it.
Yeah, nobody's
So,
seen it.
but if you would like to
We've
check
had
it out,
one person
it's me, the
guess
fun follower Z.
that we have a podcast.
Yeah,
And we still haven't
so
told them that they're right.
yeah,
So
we have one friend. They're like, what do you guys do? We're like, you'll find out. So, but if you do want to check us out on Twitter, it is TRD_podcast. So if you want to check us out, we'll ramble. We also have our own personal Twitters, which you'll probably see us retweeting and posting random
if
stuff
you
all the time.
can't find it, I'm KLK1618 and turn is Barson Bathina.
Yep, sure am.
I don't know why I sound so slow, but I'm here.
But yeah, so you'll see us talk about our ramblings quite often. We just are here. Sometimes I make edits. It just depends. I don't have a fixation on edits currently, so it might come back eventually. But
if you have anything that you would want to hear from us,
yeah,
let us know.
We
do want to make it clear.
Here's a way you guys can make comments. There's ways you guys can make. We can do polls in the comments. We can do. There's all kinds of stuff I was figuring out while I was distracted. There's polls.
Yeah.
We can do questions. You guys can even like record questions and we can listen to them and answer them. Also.
Q&A episode. Yeah.
You will.
I feel like we should make it clear if we haven't yet what our shits are.
Oh, we kind of didn't. No, we didn't. Well, then we pointed out with Barson, and we talked about releasing a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So we're both releasey. I'm also breezy.
I think I'm a little bit.
We're both. Yeah. I'm both romantic and friendship with them. We're also both Belloc, which is Denise and Ayana, and Jalakai, which is Jet and Malachi. We are not EO.
No.
We will be civilized and we will have respectful conversations about it.
Yeah,
but
that's just not our cup of tea. In the writing process of writing trees, we kind of learned a lot of things, and then things were like, that's a little questionable, and people were like, that's romantic. Well, I'm sorry for calling it. That's romantic. Well, there's a scene particularly. We discussed this in a chapter. I think it's maybe like 6 or 7 in trees. But I'm like, that scene is nobody talks about that scene. Let's put it in there for funsies. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get there.
Yeah.
So,
but
we
will be respectful and talk to EOs, but
just don't be mean.
You have to be nice to us.
Be very nice to us because we're both very sensitive.
We both gotten some backlash for sure, so we have to be cautious. Yep. So basically, the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. That includes if you ship something someone doesn't.
Yeah, it's not very fun when people are very mean to you, and then we just kind of were like,
yeah,
we keep riding away. So, do we have anything else before we go?
I don't think so. Thanks for listening this week. Apologies for all the rambling. Like I said,
this is our first episode. Like, so many technical difficulties have gone wrong. So there's a lot of editing we have to do for this episode. But we're not that far from launch day, so we can't wait for you guys to listen and continue on this. Episode should be every Wednesday.
Hopefully
every Wednesday. We can't promise you that because our lives are crazy, but hopefully every Wednesday you guys will get an episode because we want to be able to watch the episode for the week before to review it. So hopefully every Wednesday. But we don't know the start date of that. But be on the lookout. Follow us on Twitter. Check us out. We'll have in the podcast description there'll be a link where you can find The Truth and Nothing But the Truth. You can find a link to our YouTube channel and our Twitter. And something else in the name too, I can't remember. But there's anything you guys want to find about us, you can find there. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. So, bye.
Bye.
Bye.